guys, Andy Forrest, Theme Runner here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm about to embark on a hill session, and today I want to talk about the one thing I think is potentially overlooked for a lot of us when we do hill work. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm excited to take you guys on a first-person journey, Insta360 camera here, on a hill rep session with me up and down this hill. We have 10 by 1 minute on and then a jog back down before we go again. Just 10 of them, a small hill session, getting ready for 2 weeks time when we kickstart a new training block. And today the focus is talking about the one thing that I think a lot of us don't appreciate, overlook, whatever the wording is, we just don't put that much of a focus on, because when we think of hill work, we think of strength building and we think of good form. But I think there's one of those two things that we kind of assume hill work is going to do for us, and doesn't necessarily, if I can get my words out, doesn't necessarily do it if we don't put the focus on it. So we're going to talk about that very shortly, and don't worry, I'm not going to string you out to the end of the video on this one. All I want to do first quickly is some drills and strides before we get going. Great warm up, feel really good now. I know a lot of people don't like doing drills and strides. It's something that I did religiously before every session when I was doing my shorter distance work. Totally neglected it during marathon training, so it's something I must get back to, work on that cadence, work on that quick turnover. Adding, if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll have seen my drills and strides through all of the previous training blocks, just adding in some quick feet, adding in some bounding uphill and some strides going uphill. So that added to what I was already doing, which is the A skips, B skips and that stuff, should hopefully lead to a better warm up. My legs feel really fired up now, which is great. It's exactly what I want to be, especially with a bad back. I need to get those glutes and legs working properly. So what is that one thing I think a lot of us overlook when it comes to running? Well, I think it is actually the focus on the form. As I said, we assume that running hills will give us strength and work on our form. And naturally, when we're sprinting and we're working uphill, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be pumping our arms more, we're going to be driving our legs more. So naturally, the whole idea of strides, whether it's flat or on a hill, is to get good or better biomechanics. That's the whole idea of them, without putting in too much effort or taking anything away from the workout. But I think there's too much of an assumption, especially on my part, that just doing hill reps is going to fix form. And actually I'm going to run with good form when it comes to hill reps, because I think what a lot of us do is go out there and do, I thought I was a bore then. And I think what a lot of us do is we assume that we're going to have good form rather than thinking about that good form. So naturally what we might do is come up here and sprint up the hill, and we might just think that sprinting up the hill is what we need to do, but actually we don't ingrain in our brain that process of what good form is. And if you followed the marathon series, you'll have seen on 2 occasions that when I focused on good form, I dropped my splits on some of my rep times massively with little extra effort. And what that was me focusing on the knee drive, but also creating a cycling motion in my legs. You hear it a lot. You drive the knees, you pull the legs back, and you pretend like your legs are going in a circle, just having that circular motion in those legs. Knees up, down, through, a really light toe off and gait cycle, so you go through light on your feet and really bring the legs up at the back and get that full circular motion going. It's something that I think when we come out here to do hill reps, we go, it will happen, and it doesn't necessarily always happen. So the goal today is going to be to do these 10, but I'm going to work into it. And what I want to happen in the first 2 or 3 reps is to go marginally slower than what I would like to go, but 100% all the way up for that minute, not be distracted and think about that form. So the arms and that circular motion of the legs. By the 9th and 10th rep, what I want to happen is for it to be completely natural, and then for me to put some more gas in so that I can finish off strong. That's the goal. So this isn't a workout where I'm going to try and hit crazy splits. Again, naturally what I think a lot of us do when we come out here and do hill stuff is we assume we're going to run fast, that we're just going to sprint, that's all we need to do. But actually what's better for us is to focus on that form, because that's what's going to help us when we translate it to flatter running. So that's the plan. That's what I think is overlooked as us runners. We assume too much that it's going to work, and we don't necessarily put that thought process into what good form is. So let's give it a crack, shall we? I'm going to put the camera up here. I'm going to start back down there, and we're going to crack on with 10 by 1 minute. 10 by 1 minute. Let's do this. Let's go. Pumping arms, circular legs. Here we go. Nice light jog back down. Here we go, rep number 2. Let's hit the lap button and go. Number 2. Here we go, rep number 3. Let's do this. There we go. Rep 3 done. Numero 4. Let's go. Number 4 done. Number 5, let's do this. Five done. Halfway. Number 6. Here we go. Six done. 4 to go. Here we go. Number 7. Let's do this. Seven done. 3 to go. Here we go. Number 8. 3 to go. Go. 8 done. 2 to go. Here we go. Number 9. 2 to go. Lap. Go. Nine done. One more. Last one. Oh, hello. Wrong screen. Let's do this. One more. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Here we go. Laps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see how much we covered on that last one. Yeah, okay, so as I kind of thought, I wasn't quite able to kick on, but we got it done nonetheless. There we go, time for a jog back home. So hopefully this camera worked. This one was running out of batteries. I was going to leave it on every single rep, but I've had to save the battery for this last section because I think it's really important that I kind of elaborate now on what happened during the session and the original goal and then what happened. So obviously I did everything I wanted to except save a little bit for the end. I just held consistent. I covered between 0.17 mile and 0.18. It didn't fluctuate, which is great, and I was able to stand firm, hold strong, and yet execute what I wanted to, which was thinking about the form. Now what happens with me is when I get tired, I curl over and I start to get a stitch, and I noticed that on rep 8 I just took my mind away from form and just went to sprinting, and it was a good rep. It was probably one of the fastest, but I noticed that stitch happening. I was curling over, the top of my diaphragm here was starting to get a bit tight, and I thought, this is not the answer. This is not why you're out here, and this certainly isn't why you're filming the video. You're trying to tell people that it's all about your form and actually thinking about it. And that, my friends, is exactly a beautiful example of what I was talking about. I completely lost track of it, assumed I'd be all right, went into sprinter mode, and the stitch feeling started to come on. So that's exactly what I mean by this whole concept around hill work, where we actually have to engage our brain a bit and don't assume that we're going to run with good form. We actually have to work on it. Overall though, from my perspective, from a personal workout perspective, that was hard. I put my heart rate on the last rep to see where it got to, and I know my max is around 183, 184. I think I hit 181. Whether I've gone higher in the recession, I don't know, but it's possible. We'll see with the data. I'll put it all on the screen anyway. But yeah, first hill session in a long time. Came out here, did what I wanted to do, and just gave me a bit of prep work for the upcoming training series. And also, something I really should mention, and something I don't normally do before a hill session, is I've never really done drills and strides before a hill session. So that was a game changer. I felt strong, legs felt engaged, glutes felt engaged, and everything was firing how I wanted it to, and the back felt good. And that is the first session that I've had since COVID, since London, with the back issue, where I've actually felt fast and I felt good, and I've been able to open up the gait cycle how I'd like to. So overall, a really promising session. 2 weeks to go until until we kickstart on a speed block. Races to announce, all of that good stuff coming very, very soon. So thank you so much for sticking around with this video, especially to the end if you made it here. I appreciate it, seeing me suffer. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Until then.